Hello, this is Chris Coffey, Instructional Technology Coach for Bamberg School District 1. In today's video, we're going to be looking at how to use Google Docs, specifically how to use page settings or the page setup, the alignment, and how to indent. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go to my Google Drive, and as mentioned in the last video, I'm going to go to the folder that I want to save this in. Keeping things organized, very important with Google Docs, or else you just have tons of documents you have to look through. So I'm going to where I want to save my document. I'm going to click New. I'm going to click Google Docs, and I'm going to go to a blank document. And I'm going to go ahead and title this. I'm going to say Page Setup. And what I want to do is show you the options here. So if you go to File and come down here to Page Setup, it's going to pop up a box like this, and you can have it oriented for portrait. You can do landscape. I'm going to change my margins to 1/2 inch instead of 1 inch, and I'm just going to copy and paste that into all of it. That would be a narrow margin. Notice you can change the paper size and the page color. If it's something that's going to be done online, changing the page color is fine. If you're going to print it off, you might consider just leaving it white, because printing it off would take a lot of color, especially if you're doing it for like a whole class. And then again, if you needed to change it to something like legal, you could do that, depending on what your needs are for the assignment. Now, if you're always going to be working, let's say you always want a narrow margin, you can set this as a default, and then every new document that you have will automatically come up that way. If it's just for once, like this one time I want narrow margins, I'm going to click OK, and you'll notice I have a 1/2 inch on either side versus 1 inch, so my margins are a little bit smaller there, so I have more writing room. And I'm just going to write the word title for title. And I'm going to do directions. But the thing is, I may want to change how this works. So when we look at the different alignments, maybe I want my title to be aligned. I don't even have to click on the title. I just need to be on the line that I want to change, and it will change. I could also highlight it if I wanted to. But all I have to do is whatever line I'm on, it will change the indent or the alignment that way. You also have the justification option, so if you want your lines to all end at the same place, you can do that. But that's the basic setup. Occasionally you may want to change indent, and you can do this by tabbing over. So I'm just clicking the tab button. The more I tab, the more it indents, and I hit the backspace to get it back until it's all the way back to the beginning. Or I can come up here and I can increase and decrease the indent. So maybe I want the directions to be indented a little bit so they stand out. So basic functions before I get started on a document. If you can, try to do it before you get started. So as you notice, I just hit return, and it's going to keep that indent, so I'm going to bring it back. But if you can do it before you get started on typing out your worksheet or your document, it's a little bit easier. However, if you were to go ahead and start, I'm just going to use gibberish, you can start typing away, and you can have multiple paragraphs and everything else. I know it's just gibberish, but notice I can come through here. I can change the indent after the fact. I can do multiple lines by highlighting. I can do a single line. I can change it up however I need it for my document. This is something to play with. It's basic functions, but it is something you should be familiar with. I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any more questions, please check out the website. It's in the description below, and thank you for watching.